Hey guys, it's Keisha here, and today I wanted to talk about perfume. Valentine's Day is next week. It's a perfect time to talk about how to purchase a good perfume, what to look for, how to start, because sometimes it can feel really overwhelming. I just figured it'd be great to share some of the things that I learned from kind of the researching and process of getting more into scent. So if you're looking to buy a perfume for that special someone, your significant other, or if you're single and you are looking to buy something for yourself, here's a couple tips that will help make the process easier. So the first thing you want to do is know the different types of perfumes that are out there. There are two different ways to categorize perfume. There is one that has 4 types, and then one that has 6 types. The 4 types are floral, oriental, woody, and fresh. Floral is basically what it sounds like. It is all the scents that include rose and gardenia and, jasmine. They tend to be considered as more mature, but also extremely feminine and soft. The oriental, which is like to be a little on the spicier side, they can have things like cinnamon and clove in them. They tend to be very warm. So vanilla is, yeah, very oriental. Today I love vanilla. I wear it. There's elements of vanilla in just about every perfume that I wear. Then there's the woody scent, which tends to be more like cedar and sandalwood. Tends to be definitely more masculine, and it is, got this kind of earthiness to it. So patchouli is considered more of a woody scent. Then fresh is basically all the things you could think of that have to do with like fruit and sweetness. It tends to be considered to be much more youthful and kind of fun. Some people say that there's like now the 5th scent. It is like a category of scent, which is gourmand. To me, it tends to be just, it can be also in the fresh category. I don't know, a little fresh and oriental together, but the gourmand scents tend to be exactly what it sounds like, which is food. It's edible scents. They smell like you could just eat someone's skin. They are very sweet and luxuriant scents. The other categorization, which is very similar, it also has floral, which is the same, oriental, which is also the same. Instead of woodsy, they have cypher, which I think is, I'm saying right, it's C-H-Y-P-R-E. Cypher is like earthy and woodsy. And then green is like fresh cut grass and crushed leaves. And there is fourrière, or fourrière. Might be saying this wrong, I apologize. Anybody who's French watching this, I am sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but it means fern in French. And it tends to have more oak moss and herbal scents. And then the last one is oceanic, which is exactly what it sounds like. It smells like the ocean, salty air, anything that's going to get you to think about being outside at the beach. Those are the 2 different ways to categorize your types of perfumes that are out there. These are really good ways for you to know what you like and what you don't like. And are really great to use when you're ready to go to the store and find that perfect scent. Now, with that, knowing the types of perfumes that are out there, you're going to want to now go on a little bit of a recon assignment. You're going to have to do some research and find out what your partner likes to wear. If you're looking for a guy, they can be a little harder, but look at the colognes they already own, creams or lotions that have a certain scent, or you have creams or lotions that have a certain scent. That's going to inform you in terms of what you like or what they like. What you tend to find is that there's something that's going to be the same in all of them, and that's going to be really helpful for when you're ready to go out and buy. Now that you've done all the homework and you're ready to go to the store and get stuff. If you're buying for yourself, and it might be helpful if you're buying for someone else as well, if you want to spray it on your skin, try not to put lotion on that day. It's going to change the smell of the perfume on your skin, and I know that this might seem really straightforward, but I've done this in the past. Like, I've put on a really strong smelling cream and then get to the store and find something that smells amazing in the bottle and I love the way it smells, and then spray it on my arm and it'd be a hot mess. I almost turned away from a perfume that was actually really ideal for me because I was wearing cream that completely destroyed the scent. So you just want to make sure that you're coming in with bare skin as much as you can. so that you can have a really pure experience of the perfumes or colognes that you are trying. Once you're at the store and you're ready to go, what we tend to do is we go, oh, let me try all of them. Let me smell every single perfume in the entire store. Basically, we have a threshold. You have a threshold, we all have a threshold, and I'm sure it differs for every person, but you want to make sure that you're not smelling every single little thing, because eventually you're going to end up kind of numbing out your nose and you're not going to be able to smell anything really well. That's something that you're only supposed to smell about 5 perfumes per visit. I think that's really hard. Like, I don't think I could do that, but I do try to limit it to about between 8 and 10. When I get to the 10th, I usually start to get kind of like overwhelmed and it's no longer fun. You might end up finding something that you really like, but your nose is completely numbed out and you won't really know it. So I really do try to limit it to that number just so that I can have the purest experience as possible. So when you go in with that type that you like, you know, and usually the person working there, if you want to talk to someone, will be like, well, what are you looking for? And you can say, well, I tend to like fresh scents. I really love the smell of apples or raspberries. And then they can be like, oh, okay. And then they'll grab a bunch of those specific types of perfumes rather than you walking in and just picking stuff up and smelling. Go in prepared and try not to overdo it when you're sampling. So now you've narrowed it down, you're down to like 1 perfume and you're ready to buy it, and you buy it. The worst thing to do with perfumes is to impulse shop. I've made this mistake twice and I should have learned my lesson from the first time. This can be expensive sometimes, especially if you're looking for more of a niche perfume. They're going to cost more money. You don't want to go home and then realize that you don't like it. Now, some stores like Sephora or like a Macy's will allow you to return a perfume, but if you go to one of those more niche boutiques, if you buy it and it's been opened, that is yours forever. There is no returning. Most places are happy to give you samples. Take it home with you and live with it for a little while. I like to stay with something for about a week before I decide if I want it or not. If at the end of the week I like it, then I buy it. But you know, you can also just try it for a couple days. The other mistake to not make is to only spray it on your wrists. If you're sampling, or spray too little. If you're sampling, get a good spray and make sure you spray here as well as here, because here is going to tell you the most information on terms of how you feel about that perfume. I've made the mistake of only spraying my wrist with one of those perfumes that I messed up with, and the day I bought it and then I got home and then I sprayed it on my neck to realize that it was overwhelming and actually a really strong scent. I don't think it really went well with my skin. Hormones and chemicals, natural chemicals in our body and hormones, perfumes tend to smell very differently on our skin over time, and you want to make sure that you wait until it's the full settling in so that it's dried down, you start to smell those base notes. A lot of this takes about an hour before you start to smell these things, so you want to make sure that you take your time and live with it for a little bit. Get in there and be like, is this gonna live? Can I live with this? Is this gonna be moving in with me? You know, because it's an investment and it's commitment that you make when you buy a perfume. On that note, you don't have to not do this, but what you might try to not do is base what you want to buy on what someone else is wearing only. My friend is wearing this Marchesa perfume, so I'm going to get the same exact perfume. What smells good on her might not smell really good on you. Like I said, you know, our hormones change the way perfumes smell on us, so you really don't want to base what you're wearing just on someone else. You want to see how it works for you. Going out and blindly buying a perfume because you smelled it on someone is probably one of the worst decisions anyone can possibly make, because you're basically gambling. It may or may not work with your skin. So rather than being like, she's wearing that, so I'm gonna wear that, be like, oh, she's wearing that, let's see what the notes are in it. Try it out at the store, bring it home, sample it, and if it doesn't work for you, then at least you know what the notes are, and you can use that to maybe find something else similar that might actually work for you. And then, you know, not only is it similar to something that you smell that you really like, but it's also more distinctly you. I'm a firm believer of they call it your signature scent because it's supposed to be a signature scent. Like, it's supposed to be your scent. Granted, it does change on each of us, like I said, but I think that your perfume is a very personal thing. Spend the time to look for something that's really you and that makes you you. Because I do think that perfumes are basically how you would like to, are a little piece of how you would like to present yourself to the world. It's just like what clothing we like to wear. Your scent is kind of a stamp on who you are. And on that note, I'm actually going to talk about a couple perfumes that I do like to wear. I wear perfumes based on the season and on the occasion. So, you know, just to give an example of a Gourmand perfume is this one that I tend to wear by Comptoir Pacifique. It's Vanille Extreme, and basically it's crazy vanilla. Every time I've worn this, people have told me that I just straight up smell like cake. Like cake. It's like cake batter to me. It's just vanilla, the most richest, creamiest vanilla on the planet. I don't wear it that much anymore. I have a lot of perfumes, so I tend to mix and match a whole bunch, but I tend to wear this on days where I don't want my perfume to be challenging in any way. Because some of my perfumes are a little more complex, and some people might not like it because there's a lot going on in them, but this one is pretty straightforward, and it's like friendlier. People love this. Who doesn't love the smell of cake, you know? So I like to wear this when I'm going to my physical therapy appointment. I wear something like this that's a little less intrusive, and it is very sweet, so I won't spray tons either. I try to go sparingly with it because it can get a little cloying if you're not into super sweet scents, but it tends to be more user-friendly. So another one that I like to wear, and that I only actually wear when I'm going to a show. When I'm going to see a dance performance or I'm going to see a play, I will wear this, and it's Givenchy's Angels and Demons. It's kind of aromatic, it's got a little balsamic going on in there, vanilla, it's very warm, got a little spiciness to it. There's some lily and orchid in it. So this one's actually a little more floral. This is probably the most floral perfume that I have. I like to wear it when I go to performances, when the audience tends to be a lot older. A lot of these shows, the audience is much older. So I like to wear things that are a little more mature, and so this perfume is definitely on the more mature side, and for like special nights. My most commonly used daily perfumes is this one. It's Bond No. 9's I Love New York for All, and it's a unisex perfume, so it's for guys and girls, and I really like it because it's categorized as gourmand, even though it's funny, I guess, yeah, it is totally gourmand. It's got vanilla in it, of course it does, but it also has sandalwood and leatherwood. It's creamy, it's got this like milkiness to it, but then it also has pepper, which is what I really like about it. I love the pepper, which is what I think makes it kind of usable for guys and girls. But I just wanted to give you some examples of some of the things that I like to wear. So yeah, that's everything. I hope that it's been helpful. I hope it helps you find the perfect scent. Wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. I will see you next time. Bye.